Alright, as I get this next one, let's see here. What is your next question that you had lined up for me at the time, Rena? You've got... instruments I play. Gotcha! Well, quite simply, band and theater kid all throughout the entirety of my life when it comes to it. I have done percussion all throughout my life. So, took lessons on that or so. Took lessons during middle school to high school or so. So let's break down percussion for those of you that don't know it when it comes to it then. That is... that is going to be your snare drum, your bass drum, your cymbals, everything like that or so for performing band. That is going to be your keyboard percussion. So bells, xylophone, marimba, vibraphone, chimes, everything like that or so. And piano. I've been teaching myself piano right now, these three when it comes to it or so. You have your big performing stuff like the timpani, unironically the triangle that you do have to learn on that side or so, cymbals, anything more of like the percussion ensemble stuff that you'd want to understand on that side, but just like, and of course drum set, because I am a percussionist when it comes to it. So mainly percussion and drum set, I guess you could put it. Piano, I am teaching myself. I know the ocarina because I bought one a good while back just because I thought it was cool when I was back when I had my first job, and well, I have it now because what other small portable instrument can you actually bring around without annoying people with how loud it is in the band room or so? Well, funny enough, I say that as I also know trumpet to a decent degree because I played it a bit for jazz band back in my high school too, but I then transitioned more to like vibraphone and slightly piano on that side afterwards, right? So that didn't move on too much, but it didn't move things too much, right? Frankly, but it was still something that I did know and learn how to play. Mistia's Izakaya. Alright, I'm gonna take away the questions thing real quick because I've got a few rapid fire ones from Rena. Favorite game? Favorite game? If you're gonna say like favorite game series or so, it's Fire Emblem, without a doubt, 1000%. If you had to ask me for a favorite game, just one off on its own out of every single game that I've ever played, now that's gonna be a very difficult question in that case then, because I don't think I could narrow it down to anything at all. Now your next question that you had for me on the raffle was favorite game type. Well, in that case then, that's pretty easy to really put together, quite frankly. I love my strategy games when it comes to it, be it turn-based RPGs, so of course Fire Emblem is big right there when it comes to it, but Advanced Wars, made by IS Intelligent Systems, of course, is up there too. When it comes to it, let's see here, this will be, what slot is this filling up? This is August 5th, around odd days. Yeah, I love my strategies whenever it comes to it. Turn-based strategies absolutely go out to it on that side, of course, just due to the fact of like my Fire Emblem heritage when it comes to that side. Advanced Wars sits on that. The XCOM series, that's XCOM, baby. I love that overall then. Otherwise, I would say shooters in any regard when it comes to it are absolute classics for me in any regard. I grew up as a Halo kitty more than a Call of Duty kitty when it came to it back then or so, even though I played Call of Duty first. But my Xbox 360 days and Halo Reach were absolute cinema back then. And Battlefield, I'm so tepid. I really hope Battlefield 6 does hit the landing and it's not EA hell that brings it to it as it almost always feels like it does. I really want Battlefield 6 to succeed. I really want to. But we'll see how it goes. But yeah, any shooters when it comes to, just because they're very active games, I liked both like smaller, like I feel like I fluctuate towards both genres, but I've absolutely always loved what I'd consider meat grinder shooters when it comes to it then, just due to the fact that it's just a way for me to enjoy both having an impact on the game and also being able to just take my mind off and just say like, hey, I'm just kicking the shit. Because Battlefield absolutely shoots up there. Battlefield 4 is the one that comes to my mind on that end when it comes to it, and especially so. Battlefield 4 was there. BattleBit Remastered, for those of you that remember that craze back a few years ago, especially so, was of course another great thing when it comes to it. And on that side, it just keeps going onwards from there. Now, of course, Battle Royales have absolutely taken the precedence for how shooters are, but I never got into PUBG when it came to at that time or so. I got into the Apex craze. Never played Fortnite until Contemporary with my friends now, because at first I was one of the people that thought, I'm too good for Fortnite. I don't need to do I don't need to play Fortnite or anything like that or so. I'm better than everybody playing that because it's hip, which means it's not hip with me because it's a normie game. Yeah, look at where that got me now, people. I'm now unironically playing Fortnite with my friends, but I feel like Fortnite's lived long enough that, like, the longevity of it and everything like that or so has kind of looped back around to it being, hey, it's cool in the public eye. Because there's so many worse games you could be playing. You could be playing, like, Skibidi Toilet, the video game, or something. I don't know. Oh, goodness gracious. What is she yapping about? You can do well. And a joke that it's a thing. Yeah, so what you're trying to is a thing. Like, what? You can laugh about it, but there is things like a proper technique on how to play the triangle and how to hold it. Like true knowers, do you know about the C grip? I sound such like a pretentious music douchebag. Oh, goodness gracious, dude. Goodness gracious. Alright, edit that one right there. That's just chatting. Number 7. I say that's number 7. I need to retitle that. That's number 8. I'm such an idiot. That totally says number 8 right there. What am I doing, Chief? But yeah, there is, exactly. So Crimson's got it. There's a specific grip to make sure that you're not muting it. There's a specific way that you have to strike it. Whether you want to roll it, you strike it on the inside and roll between the top try part, I guess, when it comes to it, or you're striking on the outside away and out to make sure that it drains out properly. There's many small things to it, and there is actually an art. It's not stupid stuff. Percussionists are paid well because we know how to actually get the accentuated sound out in the proper way and everything like that, or so now. Let's be honest here, people. Guys, more than anything, that they want it to be real. No, it is a real thing. But then again, people joke about things like the recorder being an instrument, and it's like, no, there is an instrument called the recorder. It is a real thing now, people. Alrighty, let's look at the VODs real quick, too, because I need to post these out as well. But, yeah, shooters. Now, on the side, I like what I would also consider in that case, then, like, shooters that I can just, like, arcadey on that side or so. Halo is, I guess, like, an arena shooter when it comes to it, more than anything, then. I like, you know, I don't like modern-day Call of Duty. It's absolutely way too zoomer for me to be able to keep up with all of that movement, and also I do not like all the weird outfits that take away from how everything looks when it comes to it, quite frankly, or so. So that's what I'm really hoping so much that Battlefield just stays on its Battlefield kind of like art style design philosophy and everything like that, especially so. I don't like milsim shooters. And that's because I want, like, if I'm going to be playing a game, I want to have that dopamine of getting into the action, getting to play things out, and, you know, just enjoy my fast and loose playstyle, and however it may be or so. So like tactical shooters like Rainbow Six Siege, for example, Valorant, CSGO, everything like that or so, I can understand and I respect those games. Like, I consume so much esports content on them, for example. But it's not something that I'm going to go out of my way to play unless I'm doing it with friends. Because I don't want to sit there, like, because on one end, I can have my fun with my arcade shooters, regardless of my skill level, even though I consider myself above average as based on my actual competitive results when it comes to it. But I know if I'm going to play, like, CSGO, Valorant, Rainbow Six, or whatever, so I want to play the ranked ladder in that case then, more often than not only just play it casually. And I'm not going to be able to invest the same amount of time as other people can into those games, nor will I also have the patience to watch a corner for 60 seconds, turn the other corner for two and a half, get timing, and then now I'm out for the other 3 minutes of the round. That's boring to me. At least, like, you know, from an entertainment perspective, I want to be active. I want to be moving around. I want to be doing stuff. So I ADHD in the shooter stuff when it comes to it. Then I also just realized I didn't have the right screen up, but it's all right. It's all good now. Until Monster Tower Defense queued up, and now I bring Chrome back up. That will be August 4th. August 4th on my 4 p.m. time. So I'll copy that then. I messed up. So it's that. Same with motion shooters when it comes to it. So like squad, ready or not, or anything like that or so, and stuff like that. Don't have anything against it. It's just, you know, like not my preferred genre of shooter, for instance, or so. Alright, Dreno, let's see what else that you got for me. That would be favorite book? Favorite book. If I had to put myself on a favorite book, I would probably have to say ones that shaped my high school age when it comes to it then. So I'd probably say like Shawshank Redemption, absolute classic, made me fall in love. Like I love the book, I love the movie when it came to it as well, of course, after that. And then it would also, I'd probably also put it up to one that shaped a lot of my own, like, Toad Story reference then, one called The Great Raid. So let me see if I can't pull it up. The Great Raid. Book. Or, was it The Great Raid? This isn't the cover that I remember. Maybe it is. Okay, wait, hold on. Am I losing myself here? But the TLDR, this is a historical book talking about the siege of Bataan. It's a Filipino, about focusing on the Philippine impact in World War II. When it comes to it, the POW camp, the Bataan Death March, it's a historical book when it comes to it. And Douglas MacArthur in the Great I Will Return speech, as much as Douglas MacArthur is absolutely not a person you should be looking favorably on as history turns when it comes to it, but just for Philippine history, based on, you know, him being basically the biggest U.S. connection when it comes to it or so, it's, I wouldn't necessarily say it presents him necessarily heroically, but it's a whole historical book basically talking about the whole entire involvement of the Americans and Philippines in the conflicts for what happened for, like, with Japanese internment camps, enslavement, POW camps, whatever, stuff like that, and how the Philippines reacted, resisted, and everything like that or so. And that inspired a big love for history in my own high school to college career in that case then. Now, did I pursue history much? Not really past it then at that point, but it still is one of my favorite subjects without a doubt at that point, afterwards then. Alright. Taking another sip of water. I'm going to be right back because my water is almost out and I need to use the restroom real quick. So let me be right back on this roll. Alright, I'm back, y'all. Back to more editing, everything like that or so, right? Done most of the big ones with Toho then, so it's gonna come down to really, I can just start thumbnailing out the deadlock ones, but I don't know if I want to necessarily do too much on that end of actually scheduling them out yet, because I might just supposed to just chatting in betweens. Might. And we start doing the busy work when it comes to it then. But for now, let's keep going on Rena's list from stuff that she's won, from the questions that she won. It says, take another sip of water. Let me see here. What a question. Places to visit. Lorena asks, is there any place that I would like to visit, or anywhere I'd like to visit then? I'll probably just say, now this seems kind of like a boring answer, I guess, when it comes to it, but I would say anywhere in Europe, actually. And it's not just the Flanny excuse, though, of course, the Flanny excuse is pretty high, quite frankly, so if I get to see Flanny, then, well, jury's all out when it comes to it then. But all of my family, my close family, has gone to Europe one way or another, except for me. So it's just more or less, it's my own perfect excuse to be able to then say, all right, Y'all have had your own time. I need to have my own vacation. And it's a way for me to experience a country, a continent that I've never been to in that case then. Because really, it's just, we've only been, you know, either in the United States of America for my family, or we've been in the Philippines. Now, granted, we were in Japan back earlier this April on a vacation there, and we passed through Korea, but that's only like, you know, I'm not counting visiting the country to an extent if you only were in the airport at that point then, because you can say so much about layovers in that case, but I feel like that's kind of cheating on that metric if you're gonna put it that way. I'd have to go somewhere then. My French has degraded so much from high school that I really can't say much besides je ne sais pas, je ne parle un François. I don't know, I don't speak French. My parents went to Italy. It seems like that'd be a very fun thing to do potentially on that end. It was that Britain's always there when it comes to it, and quite frankly, I feel like there's a lot of potential opportunity. Germany also seems pretty fun because there's a lot of my IRL friends that I know who could actually help me out on finding good places to go to see there. And also, my schedule might be dictated based on esports events that might be happening around on that end, because all the esports events in North America are happening on like the West Coast and Cali. Whereas there's so many, I could go to like a CS major, and even though I don't support CS, necessarily play it that much, I just love to go to one for the vibes. It'd be so much fun. So much variety there, close countries, but so much different, lots to explore. Yeah, Rena, I can figure things out when it comes to it on that end then. Next question. Would I want to talk about any pets that I've had in my life? I'll say that for the Discord rather, because I want to show off pictures when it comes to it then. Pie versus cake. That's a really good question, because I feel like I'd be smack dab neutral in the middle of it then, because I like many different things about both of them. I love any kind of cake when it comes to it. The Kroger branded like 1001 like chocolate chip cookies or whatever was a absolute classic back then in the day for my mom and I to always have back then. But then I got hooked on peach cobbler and apple pie during the high school days, so that was something that was served out at lunchtime at all time. It felt like when it comes to it. Cookie cake absolutely ruled. You know, like when it comes to like my birthday celebrations, anything like that I'd ever have, I love those so much. I didn't say there's something else. Oopsie. Wrong thumbnail, Cruzy. Says that's saving. Should I just wait for it to stop saving in that case then as we go on? Kate, love that. Yes, I need to showcase some of my... I absolutely need to showcase some of my past birthday cakes and everything like that or so, because my parents have always outdone themselves when it comes to it. So there's that. But then again, at the same time, too, I guess I'd lean more towards Kate then, but it's not like it's a binary argument that I gotta have one or the other. Now, granted, the pie versus Kate argument has always been, like, the internet oldie. Like, I feel like that was like a big thing back then for like Facebook groups to divide yourself over, and I'm team cake, I'm team pie. I just want to enjoy food, but if I had to choose one, I guess I'd go with cake in that case then. Brenda's next question, cat or dog person? Well, I'll share my pet pictures later, but our family's had 3 dogs now when it comes to it, so we are absolutely dog people. I don't have anything against cats necessarily, but I also, if it was gonna be me, I want to have more of that immediate unconditional love, rather than like just cats kind of lounging around or so, or you know, maybe a bit wishy-washy or so. Getting to go to friends' houses like Zoe's and seeing how some of the cats, even though I've known them for good enough, they're still washy with me, or also still washy with Zoe and such. That's just kind of like, alright, I can understand the appeal with them, but I just want to go home and just be loved by my lovely dogs here and there immediately then. Through the heart? Rena, I know. But unfortunately, I am a dog person when it comes to it. We've never had cats. At least I know my grandpa has a cat. His name is Smurf, but otherwise that's literally it. That's like the only cat that our entire family has at all. Like out of like my entire extended family. Everyone's so technically loved, but not everyone's so lucky. Yeah, and that's just, you know, cats being cats. You really can't do much about it in that case then, but yeah. I'm missing a DL53 here, so I might have to research into that. I have an offline Wasp of Legend run that I also need to make a thumbnail for, so let's boot that up. But then... So, Wasp of Legend... It'll be 65 in that case, and that was a Ramu run, if I recall correctly. But no, that's just my preference when it comes to it then. Don't feel... I don't want you to feel bad about it. It's not right, it's not right me saying I like you any less, Renna. It's just, that's what I've always grown up with, and nothing more, nothing less than that when it comes to it. Of course, not every cat is gonna be the same or different or everything like that, but it still is, you know, your own, like, family preference, I guess, when it comes to it then on that side. I need to check out this Wasp of Legend run. This was the one that we had in the Discord call when I was doing my stuff. Ah, all right. It's coming back to me now. It's coming back to me. I don't have a word command, friends. So you're just gonna kind of have to be here when during the yap and all. But thank you for coming on by. Sorry, Cal. I hope you're doing well overall. But going back to it, yeah, like the only other animals I guess that we've really had is a hamster. Back in the good old days of middle school, then his name was Skip. But otherwise, I've really never had any other animals. It's just been dogs as a family then when it comes to it then. I'm watching over my old footage real quick to see if I can't find a thumbnail, I should say. So I already deleted the thing from my VOD view, so I need to see where I can, what I can find as a good usable thumbnail. Because this Marissa run was pretty good, but I don't know what to exactly use as a thumbnail. Actually, red star actually wouldn't be bad in that case. And yeah, that's a pretty good catch. We can use that one immediately. Cal, we had a goat once for a little while who was hilarious. You had a goat? Like, in your house? When did this happen? That's so I can keep the Marissa, because I can keep this. This is still a red Marissa run. No, lived outside? Okay. Just about to say, if you're only keeping the goat just casually inside your house, I'm gonna have a lot of questions then in that case. Oh, goodness gracious. Semi-rule? No, I get you now. Now, to be fair, because of all the Uma Musume I've been playing, a lot of actual IRL horse content's been popping up in my feed. I'm not going to lie when it comes to that side now. So, it's not right. I'm immune to the rural propaganda. I'm gonna be real with you, Chief. Goodness gracious. Okay, Lost Reigns of Legend 65 is a thumbnail to this one here. If I go back to my Firefox view, I can schedule this one out. Lost Reigns of Legend. Horse fuel, goodness gracious. Owning horse in the house is adorable. That would be adorable, I'd say so. Alright. Let's get this Lost Reigns of Legend run. So much overdrive and concentration. Concentration? You know what? I'm too tired for this. Concentration. Goodness gracious. Lost Reigns of Legend. Next up then, if you could have any superpower, what would you pick and why on Renna's question docket? Forgive me when it comes to it then. I would definitely either pick between two, quite frankly, of time stopping. Not for like the things of like, oh, I can like stop time and like stop crime, like dodge stuff, or really torso. One, it's absolutely just because of Satya Easy-Oi. There's no skirting around it. It is just Satya. I love my knife maid. I'd love to be able to stop time. But honestly, I'm gonna use it for boring reasons, such as stop time, sleep at my job, wake up after like a nice 3-4 hour nap, go back to doing my job regularly, or like doing chores. That way I'm not losing time that I can spend with friends when time is not stopped overall. So that is me being super basic, super boring, but also that is a way that I'd use it unironically in that case then. Of just, alrighty, Heat Chief. Let's stop time so I can actually enjoy, so I can make the most of my friend time and then get to use it otherwise. It's that, or it wouldn't be a superpower rather than it's me stealing the stand ability then. Heaven's Door. Rohan Stan from Diamond is Unbreakable Part 4 JoJo's. Actually the freest thing ever to be able to write in an ability of what you want basically when it comes to it, or get to read over what people can do or tell them what to do, because quite frankly, you can easily solve 2 problems. One, Stan users attract each other, so I might attract malicious Stan users, but if I write in a clause on myself that says, I cannot be harmed by other Stans, or rather, other Stan users are non-malicious to me or mean no harm, I dance around any problems of anybody else wanting to throw fights with me just because I have a Stan, as per JoJo's logic. And 2, now I can literally acquire any other power that I want. I could write in, I know how to speak every language, or I write in, I have all the motivation in the world, I don't feel tired as much anymore, so. And it's like, it's basically just, you know, I can just enable closest thing to creative mode when it comes to it then. It's cool. But those would be the ones that I think I'd go with in that case then. Here, if I want to, I can put the just chatting when it comes to it in between then in that case. And I can still have the deadlots. I still have the first ones to thumb out in that case. But no, that's what I think I'd go with then. Time stopping is of course just me being Satya easy or pill, because I love my Satya. We love our Satya in this house when it comes to it. So I'm not going to state my favorite girl, of course. But otherwise, like, it's just all practical answers. And I feel like that's a very adult answer to say, with how boring it is to want to have something that's practical and not like something flashy or stupid. Oh, it's stupidly cool on that side or so, but that's just how I'd want to just make my mundane life easier. And quite frankly, what's a superpower if not being able to be relentlessly efficient? I'm already relentlessly efficient. I worked 8 hours today. I'm streaming for what's going to be 2 hours on this end when it comes to it, so I can get work done. I'm literally doing editing on my stream right now to get my upload schedule together. So if I use my superpower to have even more motivation in all of my work and everything like that or so, like, goodness, what am I doing? What am I doing? Into the fun ones that I didn't add. Oh, goodness. It's not that I'm really doing too much when it comes to it then. I'm still studying myself on this here. But, yeah, quite frankly, like, I want to be productive. I want to constantly keep working. And with how I'm working 2 full-time jobs when it comes to it, with how I'm already going to be, like, doing things, I'd gladly take the opportunity to stop time for a little bit to be able to say, hey, Chief, all right, it's time. I need to just slow things down, take a 3-4 minute nap to myself, or a 3 or 4 minute hour nap to myself, and just relax. That, or so guilty pleasure of mine would be I'd love to learn languages altogether when it comes to it then. So actually being able to write in with like Heaven's Door. I guess like I am also splitting hairs of that's superpowers versus stand abilities, but stand abilities are basically superpowers in essence. Let's be real here, Chief. So on that end, it's just whatever. Whatever then, Chief. Whatever. Alright, let's see what else that you got for me, Rena. We've got... Why is your audio still messed up? I can't help without too much on that side, quite frankly. Just due to the fact that's a new audio kind of thing. Why am I your favorite person in the world? That's Rena's question when it comes to it then. Well, I feel like... Oh, do it. I can't help it. How do you... I mean, we can do that after streams, quite frankly. I'm feeling myself getting a little bit more fatigued. When it comes to what I'm seeing, it is 10:22, so with me talking about how workaholic I am, I might actually cut myself off just for my own sake, just sit in Discord, make sure I can actually parse out these deadlock ones directly, and then we go on from there. But to answer your question of why are you my favorite person in the world, well, that's because you are sweet, you are kind, you've been a wonderful member of my community. The fact that I got to contact you out on Twitter when I saw that PR made a design for you and just said, Sign Sisters, and now you are a lovely daily member of my community that gets to interact with me or so. That is very, very sweet. And quite frankly, I can consider you my favorite person in the world because my love for my Dark Elves like Franny and Ein transcend the world and go past to the heavens above. So, followed by your last question that you had set up for me. Favorite sandwich? I can't go wrong with an egg sandwich or like a peanut butter and banana, because those were the ones that basically shaped my childhood. When it comes to it on that end, I'd say if I had to choose a favorite, egg sandwich is just simple. Egg, get some nice banana ketchup, put it on between some pan de sal and some butter. Pan de sal is Filipino bread when it comes to it. That's absolute childhood right there. Alright, I'm feeling my eyes start to droop a little bit. So that's telling me, one, normal soup because I'm running low on energy. So I'm going to eat a bigger holistic dinner is my thought process right here. And I'm actually going to end things off because I did, like, at least when it comes to looking at my editing schedule overall, I did basically get a whole 2 weeks out almost when it comes to it then on my A slot. My B slot, I need to end the just chatting stuff when it comes to it here so I can actually start parsing that out. And I need to see why I'm missing a deadlocked VOD in that case. I don't want to set myself up for failure and then have to edit everything out then. Afterwards, the just chatting will be there. I need to put, wait, did I put the Toho Monster Tower Defense on, did I put the Monster Defense out already then? Look up VOD, Cruzy. Yes, I did set August 4th. I just didn't grab the link to it then. Where is the link that I can grab? Thank you for the link. Firefox is not going to pick up the fact that I am on my Google Sheet. There we go. Oh, Monster Tower Defense, so we'll be good on that. I have 2 just chatting VODs when it comes. I have just chatting VOD, and these 2 just chatting videos, then back to the Deadlock streams when it went the Deadlock dailies, then by dailies. Yeah, no, that'll be good. That'll be good. Yeah, I consider that good, and that fulfills the side of the bargain when it comes to me getting to yap after you winning the raffle when it comes to it then. So I'm pretty happy when it comes to that then. Let's go. This has been fun to just listen to the app. I mean, you're seeing here, I got, besides me stunwatching myself every now and then to just type, because I can't talk and type as well as I'd love to be able to, I can genuinely just go on about these here, with or without the subjects, but I want to entertain us with a little bit more audience participation on that end. So, that'll be a good call then. That'll be a good call for now. So I got to do my work, and what better way for Cruzy to be efficient than to work on stream? Because the grind never ends, and I should probably give myself a break because I've been trying to stream as many days as I can here. Wherever you are, wherever you may be, whether you're on Twitch, Twitter, YouTube, or more, it's been your Wonderful Wind Mage, your Cruz Ship servant, Chartreuse Proxy, ever and always at your service now. I do hope that everybody gets to enjoy themselves. Thank you all for coming on by. I will be back tomorrow, is the plan on my schedule here when it comes to it now. I want to try to keep obeying the stream schedule. This should be a variety night because I don't necessarily know what I want to necessarily play at the time. I'll see, because quite frankly, I'm just going to be at the whims of how energetic I am after work. Because I'm going to be at work from like noon to like 9 again. Then we'll see. But just for now, whether it be morning, afternoon, evening, or night, thank you all for coming on to this wonderful little yap stream again. And you want us to take it easy now, y'all.